Exactly where you are if you find that position comfortable for you. Maybe exploring with taking up a little bit more space, palms up or down. And then as you settle in, beginning to gently close the eyes. Just allowing those first few breaths to really feel whatever it is you need to feel. Maybe that's something physical that may be coming up. Maybe it's something emotional. Maybe it's just acknowledging your day. Whatever you feel you need to notice. Just take a few moments with your first few initial breaths on your mat to take note of how you're feeling, however that may be. Try to focus a little bit more in on your breath. Noticing the rhythm and the flow, how it's moving in the body. Begin, if you can, to find that full expansion through your breath. Can you find that 360-degree movement of the body? So fully in front, back, and out to the sides. That full sense of expansion. And release as you exhale. Be noticing how it may feel to, at the top of that inhale, just hold in that breath for an extra second or two. And then slowly allow it to release. Can you find a little bit more expansion, a little bit more length through that exhale if you do so? Acknowledging that it can feel very different to really focus that breath into the lower part of the body. So often we breathe from that chest, those shorter, more labored breaths that we maybe feel when we're anxious or uncomfortable or just trying to get through things in our day. So on our practice, on our mat, we really try to send that breath down. Really finding that movement through the diaphragm in all directions. To allow that breath to flow naturally, maybe asking yourself the question, what did I bring to my mat today? All of us come into the room onto our mats with unique experiences, different situations that we've been through throughout the day, the week, the year. Whatever it is you brought in with you, just know that this is a space for you. A space for you to be with those emotions, but also have a chance to set them aside if you wish. Allowing yourself the opportunity to be fully present and fully focused on your practice tonight. So maybe if you wish to set an intention tonight, inviting that intention to be about allowing this time to be for you, regardless of anything else that may be going on outside of this room, off of your mind. And then slowly you can begin to allow that movement to start to flow back into your body. Slow wiggles or maybe rotations through the ankles, the wrists. Maybe moving into a full body stretch. If you feel ready, taking a nice full inhale as you reach those fingertips, point those toes. And then exhale, release. Looks like you're allowing that mat to catch you, allowing yourself to completely soften down. One more time together, nice inhale, reach those fingertips, point those toes, stretch, stretch, stretch. Could you lengthen a little bit more? Good, exhale, soft. Beginning to gather those knees into the chest, giving yourself a nice hug, the rock from side to side. Choosing from here whatever is going to work best for you to begin to awaken through those hips. So maybe right hand on right knee, left hand on left knee, making circles with the knees apart and together. Or maybe you want to focus on drawing one knee into the chest one at a time and beginning to rock them side to side. Whatever is going to feel more intuitive for you, whatever works for you. If you're making those rotations, just switching direction. If you decided to move with one leg at a time, just switching to the opposite. Taking one more full round of breath, so one more full rotation. And then drawing those knees in nice and close. Really hugging them into the chest, slowly begin to peel those shoulders off the mat. Draw the nose up towards the knees. Good, I'm centering a little ball, nice and curled up. And then exhale, send everything out long. So reach those fingertips back, point those toes forward, come back into that full body stretch. Take a full inhale here, reaching, lengthening, and then exhale, draw everything back into that little ball. And when you're ready to take that next inhale, take it nice and long, and then send those feet down. Reach those arms up. Maybe finding a little bit of core engagement too as you lengthen out long. So trying to keep that low back nice and close to the ground, engaging through your abdominals. Let's move through two more, nice and slow, moving from that nice curled up little ball all the way to that full body lengthening stretch. If you want a little bit more core work, you're welcome to lower those knees slower. Or maybe one at a time to soften that work through the core. And then once you're done, your next full round, you can stay in that full body stretch, maybe finding a little bit more of a relaxing version. So gentle bend in the elbows. Here, let's come on to the side of our choice. Just take a moment on the side body. As we usually do in class together, it's a great place to really focus that breath into the back. Can you find that expansion, that exhale, that fullness into your low back? And after that next exhale, you can slowly draw yourself up to a comfortable seat. My stomach is growling a lot, so I apologize already. You hear any little extra sounds today, it's my tummy. I had an early lunch and then I got my snack, so that's fine. So from here, once again, nice full inhale, reach those arms up, really lift and spread through those fingers. And then exhale, lower the hands down to the side body, tuck that chin towards the chest. And inhale, lift up, reach out, draw that gaze up, so draw that chin up towards the sky. And then exhale to lower down, tuck that chin. And a few more at your own pace, really notice that movement in through the shoulder blades, also in through the neck. Staying anywhere that feels good. If you feel a spot that needs a little bit of extra time, feel free. Turn the arms down by the sides. Let's leave them there. Draw that gaze to center. We'll leave the right hand down on the mat. Lift, inhale that left arm up over towards the right side. Noticing that both of those sit bones are still down onto the mat. And open up to that left side of the chest. A great opportunity to roll that left wrist in one direction, maybe touching each fingertip to the thumb. Finding that length through the left side. Good. Take one more full breath. Inhale fully. And then exhale, draw both of those arms back up to the center, engage that core as you can. And then exhale, lower to the opposite side. So do all those little checks. Checking with those sit bones, are they rooted to the mat? Can you find that opening through the right side of the chest this time, and then maybe engage through that right wrist? Take one more full inhale. And exhale, engage that core, draw yourself up to center. Good, let's do two more on each side. Take your time. Stay, or maybe create a bit of more of a flow. If you want, you can even come forward in between, walking those fingertips out in front as you make your way over to the other side. And then once you finish your two rounds, let's meet in a seated forward fold. So walking those fingertips forward, out in front of you. Almost feel like you're drawing those hands towards you. So those fingertips are pushed into the mat. So you're pulling those hands towards you, finding that engagement through the glutes and through the hips. And then if it feels right, you can gently begin to bend through the elbows. Maybe draw the chin slightly towards the chest into more of a gentle fold. That nice exhale, let's slowly walk those fingertips back up to the center. We'll switch which leg is in front. Sometimes we forget to do that. I forget all the time, but it's good to change things up. And then let's come into a little bit of a gentle heart opener. Draw your hands behind. Fingertips can point towards the body. Send a nice opening through that chest. Shoulder blades draw together. Maybe gently drawing that chin towards the ceiling. And after that exhale, let's draw ourselves back into that fold. So we're going to move between those two movements. So coming into that fold, familiar now. And after one full breath, walking those fingertips back up and finding our way into that opener to the heart. Almost seeing this as a bit of a cat-cow. Continue to move through these. So when you're in that forward fold, you find that rounding, that chin towards the chest. And then when you're in that gentle heart opener, that gentle back bend, you find a little bit more of your cow pose, that opening through the front of the body. And let's go through one more round. And then we'll meet back in our seated. Beautiful. Let's come to our hands and our knees. Take a moment to adjust to that change. So really displaying those fingers, creating that space between each finger, really moving down through the pads of the fingertips and maybe rocking those hips side to side, feeling that movement, that freeness that we don't have as much when we're seated. Okay, we're going to send that right leg back behind us, those toes are tucked. We're going to leave that left hand in front, and we're going to kickstand on that left foot. So that left foot's going to come out to the side. That right foot is going to come down to the mat. So we're coming to the side, and we're going to send that right arm out towards the sky. So feeling a little bit more of an opening through the right hand. Slowly begin to lower that right hand down, so it's coming towards the right, towards the top of the mat. And then send it back up towards the sky. And then back towards the front. So continuing there, we're really moving in 3 main directions today. So laterally side to side, and then we're moving in through those folds and those heart openers. So all of our postures today will kind of continue through those patterns of movement. And one more flow with the arms. And the next time the arm comes up to the side, leave it there. Maybe draw the gaze towards the right fingertips. And squeezing through those glutes, start to engage the little body. And then on your exhale, circle that right hand down so it comes beside the left. We're going to pivot that left foot back towards the front of the room. Those right toes are going to stay behind, so that right leg is still long behind us. Perfect. Take a moment, rock forwards and backwards. And we're going to do something a little different. We're going to do our cat-cow with this leg extended behind us. So let's drop the belly, lift the chest, come into our cow. And then we're going to exhale and round. So tuck that chin, round, push out of the hand. Continue to move here. Notice how this probably feels very different. We have a lot less availability in the low back when we have that leg extended out behind it. So it makes this movement more from the upper back, from our thoracic spine, which is an area that, I don't want to say it's lazy, but sometimes it can be, because a lot of other areas like to compensate. It has a lot of potential. That's the teacher of me to say that. Can't say that, please. But it's potential, lots of potential. That's some great things. Okay, let's do one more, each our 5 more cloud. And the next time you come back to the center, we'll take that right knee, draw it up beside its partner. Let's take a moment back in that tabletop. You can come onto your heels as well. Give your wrists a little bit of a break. You roll out one direction and the other. And then if you're ready, we'll come onto that opposite side. So back to that tabletop. We'll extend that left leg behind, left toes tucked. Kickstand with the right foot off of your mat, out to the side. Beautiful. Plant that right foot down, toes towards the long edge of your mat, and then lift that left arm up towards the sky. Awesome. And then begin that flow. So extend through those left fingertips towards the front of the mat, and then reaching back up towards the sky, all the while finding that engagement in through the low body. Push actively into the pads of those right fingertips that are down on the mat. Sometimes we dump into that wrist, so if you push into the pads of the fingers, it alleviates a little bit of pressure off of your wrist. And one more full flow. Beautiful. Let's circle that left hand back beside the right, coming back to the center with that right knee, but leaving that left leg long. You got it. Rocking forwards and backwards. Let's move through those cat-cows with this leg extended. Noticing if it feels maybe a little bit different. Sometimes you feel pressure in different areas that may be holding more tension than you might have noticed than doing the traditional cat path. We'll move to one more of each. As you're ready, drawing that left knee in beside the right. Let's take those knees nice and wide. Come into a nice child's pose. Really give those wrists a bit of a break. So if it feels good, you can have the palms down, extended out in front of you. Maybe it feels nice to have palms up. Or maybe you even draw those hands towards the heels. It's a bit of a break for the shoulders as well. Full breath in through the nose, out through the nose. And when all feels well, you're welcome to stay exactly where you are. Or if your body is looking for a downward facing dog this evening, you're welcome to come into your down dog. With or without blocks, under the hands if you have them and if you like to use them. So you can begin to pedal out through the feet, lifting and lowering, just getting those calves a little bit more reacquainted with this posture. Always amazed how every morning, or I feel like I kind of go back to ground zero. But at night, if I do a down dog, it's very different than how it feels in the morning. That same cue with the hands, so pushing the pads, the fingertips into the mat, almost like you're creating a suction cup to alleviate that pressure on the wrists. And then taking your time, we'll make a nice slow walk up towards our hands. Once we arrive there, it's on a nice, gentle forward fold. So take a nice, rich bend into those knees. Maybe walk those hands from one side of your mat to the other. We'll come into a halfway lift, hands to shins. Take a nice inhale, draw that gaze forward. And exhale, release. Beautiful. One more together. Inhale. Find that length, gaze to the front of your mat. And exhale, lower. We'll take a nice slow roll up to stay. Nice and slow. Draw yourself up to the center. And then inhaling the arms all the way up. Beautiful sun. And exhale through heart center. Take a moment to reconnect to standing in your mountain pose. We stand for so much of our day, but do we really connect and notice all those different areas that are activated and working for us when we're standing? So softening through those shoulders, noticing that gentle tuck of the pelvis. So gently drawing that belly button in to create a bit more of a neutrality if you find that pelvis to move forward. Just feeling a lift through the back of the knees and a firm, solid connection between the feet. So maybe splaying those toes and finding that solid root. After your next exhale, let's send the arms back up to the sky on our inhale. And then let's exhale into the hips, draw ourselves down to that forward fold. We'll plant the hand. And let's start by stepping that right foot back, right into that warrior two stance. So that back foot is going to be parallel to the short edge, bend in the front knee. And draw yourself up to standing. You may need to adjust your stance. We haven't done too much for the hips yet. So maybe you want a little bit less of a bend. So you can always draw that foot a little bit closer towards you. Finding those arms once you get there, planting palms up, palms down, settling yourself in. And then choosing either to keep those palms up or down. And we'll come into Exalted Warrior, so drop the back arm, lift the front arm up, find that length to the left side. Beautiful. On that exhale, we're going to bend through that left elbow, draw that left hand to the front left leg, and send that right arm up and over towards the front of the room, coming into our side angle. So familiar posture now. We've done a lot of these side bends. Just take a moment here to really feel that stretch. Probably the deepest one so far in through those hips. Maybe even a bit through that shoulder. And then on your exhale, draw yourself back, warrior two. So look at that flow one more time together. Inhale, lift up to exalt, great length. And then exhale to lower yourself down, come into that side angle. And continue that flow. We'll go through 3 full rounds. Move as slow or as quick as you like. Really quick, can you just do more? That's okay. That's good too, whatever you're after. And then after you finish those 3 rounds, we'll be back in that warrior two as you're ready. Well, from that warrior two, we'll pivot on that right foot. So now we're facing towards the front of our mat in our lunge. We'll take a nice inhale to open those arms out to the side, goddess arms. And then begin to interlace the arms behind, pushing the fingertips away, open up through that chest and into that back bend. So that engagement through the glutes, you draw that navel in, keep that pelvis nice and aligned. Full breath in. Full breath out. Beautiful. 2 more. After that next round of breath, draw yourself back to the center. Take another nice inhale to reach, lift those arms up. And then exhale to swan dive yourself down to frame that front left foot. Let's step that right foot up to meet the left forward fold. So make this more of a wider stance. So the feet are to the long edges of your mat. Finding it available to you maybe to bend to one knee then the other. Let's come back to the center, come up onto those fingertips. Take a nice inhale to halfway lift, draw that gaze forward. And then exhale to fold yourself down, really come into that nice rich bend. Almost like you're in a bit of a squat. Let's find that inhale again to halfway lift, so come to the fingertips or to the shins. Beautiful, exhale, lower yourself down. Really deepening into those knees. Good, one more, inhale. Exhale. Good. So we begin to heel toe those feet together, so they're back hip width distance. And then take a nice slow roll back up to the sink. And find that full length up on your inhale. And then exhale to draw yourself down and through heart center. Take 5 breaths in our mountain. Really connecting with those areas that keep you grounded and stable. When you're ready, we'll begin to move through that flow on the opposite side. So nice inhale to reach it down. Exhale, reach the hips, lower yourself down. Then let's plant those hands, set that left foot back foot, short edge of the mat, beautiful. And then roll yourself up into that warrior two. So you've already done warrior two on the opposite side, but give yourself time to acclimatize to this side as well. So notice where you want that position of the foot. Is it a little bit closer towards the body or further out? What degree of a bend are you going to find tonight? And then play with those palms. Good. Settle yourself down once you arrive. And let's move through that flow. Inhale, lift the front arm up. Good. Exhale to come down. Bend through that right elbow. Draw it to the right thigh. And reach those left fingertips over. We're going to pause here like we did on the other side, just to feel that length. Good. Full breath. Beautiful. Draw yourself back up to the center. And then continue on with that flow. So 3 times. Again, pick your speed. There's no speeding tickets. And then meeting back in that warrior two as you finish those 3 rounds, or maybe you did more. Good, soften those shoulders, take a full breath here. And let's draw those left toes back towards center. We're coming back to our lunge. We're going to extend those arms out to the side, take that nice full breath in. And then begin to interlace the fingers, push the fingertips away, open up that chest. Good. Challenging yourself with the legs if you wish or not. One more full breath. Let's draw ourselves back up to the center. Ooh, we regain our balance. Inhale, lift the arms up. Swan dive the arms out to the side. And draw them to either side of that right foot. We're going to really bend those hands. We're going to set that right foot back to that downward facing dog, where you're welcome to come in your table or your child. We'll come through one slow together today. It kind of encompasses a lot of the movements you've been practicing. So from the toes or from the knees, you can bring yourself out into your version of plank today. And then lowering yourself down to your mat, those elbows in, beautiful. And then we'll come into that upwards facing pose. So you can come into your Sphinx, you can come into your Cobra or your baby Cobra. Doing your best to keep that low back nice and comfortable by engaging through the glutes, maybe finding a wider stance with the feet, so the feet are toward the long edges of your mat. Nice open through that chest, inhale. Exhale. After that next round of breath, you can slowly lower yourself back down to your mat. Tuck those toes and then draw yourself into a child's pose. Maybe you want to join the palms together, draw the fingertips towards the nape of the neck, coming into reverse prayer. Maybe you want to take the arms in between the legs, so the shoulder blades are coming more together underneath the body. Taking a few moments here to be still and reconnect to that breath. Begin to draw those hands back down in front. Slowly walk those fingertips back up towards the knees. Drawing the feet over to one side. And then coming to seated. We're going to come right down to lie on our back. If you want some core work, you can do some tonight. Oh, Tony, you're ready to go. I see you. All right, let's do it here if you want to. Anything that works for you. So coming up onto the heels, reaching those fingertips forward. We're going to open up those shoulders. So just soften those shoulders away from the ears. We'll leave the heels down today. We'll just lower the upper body. For 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. Yes, good job. Draw those knees into the chest. I do that with my students all the time. Like, oh, I don't know how to count. And yes, I do. I am the best counter. So draw those knees in. Nice hug. Come into some supine twists. So drawing those feet out to the long edges of your mat. Arms can be out to the side or in those cactus arms, and slowly lowering the knees from one side to the other. And whichever way your knees fall next, just pausing there. Draw the gaze the opposite way if you wish. If you need a little bit more of a stretch, you can take that bottom ankle and just hook it on top of that opposite knee, just to draw that hip down. Just a little bit more. Beginning to draw the knees back to the center and switching to the opposite side. to draw yourself back to the center. Allowing yourself to move through any final postures your body is still after this evening. Maybe a bridge, maybe a cobbler. As you are ready, you can start to settle into whatever your Shavasana is going to look like this evening. Similar or different from the start of practice. You found yourself lying down. Just taking a moment to notice those different areas that are making connection to the earth beneath you as you settle into your breath. You found yourself seated, maybe palms down or palms up, whatever feels more intuitive for you. Taking a moment to soften those shoulder blades down. Then that connection of the sit bones to your mat. And all the while making that connection with the fullness of your breath. So you settle here, knowing that you are fully supported by your mat, fully supported by your body and your mind as you allow yourself these moments to be still. Still physically, but still mentally as well. So as thoughts enter the mind, which they do, it's natural, it's human. Allowing yourself to invite them to exit the mind as well. Allowing yourself to come back to that breath, which is a true practice of meditation, being able to really focus those thoughts away as they enter. And recognizing that those thoughts are normal. to slowly invite yourself back to this space. Movements and thoughts as you're ready. Found yourself lying down, slowly begin to make your way up to seated, coming onto the side, body first, and slowly drawing yourself up to a seat. Once you arrive there, if you wish to draw your hands into the chest, gentle tuck position. Taking time for gratitude for yourself, for your body, for your mind, for everything that you were able to move through and focus with your energy and your practice. Gratitude for our yoga practice and all that we're able to learn from one another, from our teachers, and from different yoga teachings. So wonderful to learn together. Wish you a wonderful rest of your weekend and evening. From our light to yours, namaste. Namaste. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you. How fast that thing, it was just like,
Oh, me too, they're like, you.
oh, holy moly, that was fast. Pardon me? Yes. I have to go again. I think I've got one left to go.
Do you want me to
In my
go?
house, I think I should have one left, so.
You want Monday?
Yes, please.
Okay. Would you like me to book you for Monday as well? For today? No, or for Monday.
It expires September 30th, so I better use that.
Yeah. I'm really I thought so. It's hard to make it in your yoga bag.
Well, it was in my wallet, actually. Coming out of my wallet, I found it.
Yeah.
Can I use that for Monday?
Sure, I'll leave it for her.
That would be awesome.
So I'll book chat and on Monday. Tony, do you want me to book anything for you?
If you got already booked.
Oh yeah, you booked, yeah. Yes.
You're right.
Yeah, Sarah booked the in and leave. I just told her to book the in almost.
For the month, yeah. I know.
I think next month I might switch mine to the unlimited, so.
I just noticed the sign.
Oh,
Is that
Yes.
the unlimited?
Yeah.
What's that for? Is that the unlimited, the what you're talking about, the 180?
Yeah.
Oh.
At 8 a.m.?
no,
Oh.
she asked me for that. Is that here or is that online? Or is
Are we
that?
all in one?
Some of them are for like this one.
I come in here at 9:30 for the. How are you on that?
Oh, you do the power now.
Oh, it is.
What do you think